So here we are in Ledechko, trying to get back to Ratai. So yeah. Hope you guys are doing great today. Got it. No, I know we're not going the right way. But we're going south. That's what matters. We're just not going the right south. It's okay. There's a crossroad. We'll just have to take a left.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Fucking knew I wasn't going the right way. Goddamn road. Oh!
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll inform Tobias first. I was gonna talk to Hans, but it's alright. Oh my god, people. What are you doing?
Huh.
Yeah, well, you know, you're rude too.
Look out.
Move, bitch.
What the?
Fucking move.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
I'm here about the mine.
Excellent. So what did you find out?
It's been plundered and wrecked, but everything can be fixed. It'll be quite a job, but at least it won't have to be rebuilt from scratch.
That's a weight off my mind. And did you see anyone there? Thieves or suspicious types?
Nemoy and his gang were stealing silver there.
The vermin. I thought as much. Did you bring him here?
I tried to, but he was having none of it. He didn't want to burn, so he tried to kill me.
Well, I'm glad he didn't succeed. But now I won't be able to find out anything. Oh, well, can't be helped, I suppose.
About my reward for the investigation.
Yes, of course. Actually, I don't believe any reward was mentioned. On the other hand, you surveyed everything as I asked, and that deserves a groschen or two.
And they tried to murder me.
Yes, of course. It's a sad world we live in. I'm sure you deserve a little extra coin for it.
It's been a pleasure.
Good. There you go, then.
Yeah.
A nice little sum. Thank you.
Enjoy it in good health.
300 is better than what most people give. Most people give like, what, 20? So.
Good luck then.
Oh, hello, Redsit. Everyone just wants to walk in the same damn hallway. Yeah, you're in the fucking way, you prick. Everybody fucking move, please. Anyway, talk to the master fresco painter. Oh yeah, I should. Well, we'll go back to that, but I wanted to talk to, help Hans out. He was our buddy after all. And there he is.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
I've got that necklace.
Excellent news! I'm not going to ask you how you did it. Here's a reward for you. Now you can carry on with your next task. I want you to sneak the jewellery into Carolina's trunk along with this letter.
Can't I just hand them to her?
You cannot! Under no circumstances must she find out who sent them. Otherwise the whole secret admirer ploy is fucked. Oh, and by the way, Henry, watch out for the butcher. He keeps a very close eye on his daughter, and if he catches you sniffing around, well, may all the saints preserve you. Once you've delivered the things, wait a day, and then come back and see me. Goodbye.
With salt, caraway seeds, garlic.
Okay. Sneak the necklace and let her into Carolina's trunk. That is going to be more difficult than I think. Or not.
Carrots and apples, picked today to put a smile on your
But it's definitely in the butcher's shop. And there's always somebody there. Speaking of which, we need more food anyway. So, yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Good health to you. God be with you.
So if I go back here, yeah. We're obviously going to know. So unless there's an alternate way in. What's this?
Who are you?
Don't make me knock you.
Hey!
Leave before I knock you out. That's a good boy. Which one is her damn trunk? Fuck out of here. Hey, bye-bye. You don't know me. Whoop. Nope, nobody's here. Zipping around, zipping around. Okay, let's see. So we gotta wait a day. There's really nothing to do. I'm not gonna go all the way back here, just come back. So we might as well wait around.
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
I delivered the things as you asked.
I already know. My spies told me everything. She was wearing the necklace this morning, as I asked in the letter.
So you'll go to the rendezvous with her?
Certainly not. I'm not going to pounce on her like a bull in rutting season. Her feelings must be allowed to mature gradually. Meanwhile, you'll get a potion for me.
I thought you didn't believe in witches' brews.
This is no witch's brew. It's an absolutely tried and tested elixir called Musk of Infinite Allure. There's a fellow in Sasau who sells it, and he guarantees its success.
Musk of Infinite Allure? Sounds irresistible. All right, I'll try and get it for you.
I'm sure I can rely on you. Here's some coin for your costs.
Take care.
I'll take all the coin. And we need to buy more food again. See, I only buy 3 because you know, a lot of the times you can find cooking pots and eat from there. And when they you know, die out in 5 days, you know, 3 within the 5-day period, it's like, well, you think you got enough, but. And of course I gotta wait because it's too fucking early. From where the episode started, we're back here again. It's the charlatan. It really is. Because he originated in Sasau, remember?
Well, well, who have we here?
Ah, the prodigal son returns. I knew you'd come back to me one day.
Oh, now you know
Let
me?
me guess, you saw it in a dream?
I knew you were going to say that.
But I had a divine revelation. That next time I won't be around to pull you out of the shit.
Oh, well, I am sorry. But these things are sent to try our fortitude in the face of adversity.
I'd like to try your fortitude. I've heard you know of some irresistibility potion or whatever it is.
Ah, naturally, Musk of Infinite Allure, an age-old recipe, maybe even older, tested by Moses himself.
Moses?
How do you think he managed to get his people to follow him through the desert for 40 years? It's extremely potent.
Yeah, so it would seem. How much do you want for it?
Who do you take me for? The wisdom of the ancients isn't something that's bought and sold in the marketplace. Did Jesus charge for his miracles? But since you ask, how about this much?
2K! Yeah, fine.
That's not much.
Really? All right, double then.
What? Why? Why do I even bother?
If you like, I can mix the elixir for you in exchange for a small favor.
Oh, not again.
Now, is that any tone to use with your master? For shame.
Apologies, Master. I was carried away by my thirst for knowledge.
I understand your impatience, but the way to wisdom is narrow and arduous.
And leads out the window.
God, that graphical thing with Henry's neck right now. Wonder what's causing that.
So what is it you want from me now?
Ah, my dear apprentice, everything's gone to the devil. I'm living from hand to mouth, sleeping on straw. and the local peasants won't buy from me. They say they don't trust me, as if I were some kind of charlatan. Can you believe it? Does this look to you like the face of a swindler? I'm an honest trader in sacred goods, whose only concern is the welfare of troubled souls.
You do feel like,
A regular Good Samaritan.
And any time now the
character
slanderous
from
gossip
GTA.
will spread here from Sassau. I should leave before things get worse. But I can't go anywhere until I've made a bit of coin. So what's needed is to give the locals a bit of encouragement, to open their hearts and purses.
sure, a bit of a beating is what they need. Jesus!
I'm not going to go around beating people for you.
What do you take me for? I wouldn't hurt a fly. Violence is for the dull-witted. We must gently demonstrate to them the necessity of buying my remedies. For example, to ward off a revenant.
Revenant? What revenant?
The dead, returned from the grave, a corpse that the soul is unable to depart from, which wanders among the living, filled with rage at its wretched fate.
Yeah, I saw something like that once, but it was just some drunk going home from the tavern after losing all his money at dice.
Don't make light of such things. Now tell me, do you know how to deal with a revenant?
Set fire to it and piss on it?
You're not taking this seriously at all, are you? You are my trained apprentice, but the ignorant villager is entirely at a loss how to deal with such dark forces. It is our sacred duty to prepare them for such threats.
And how do you propose to do that?
Well, they're all doubting Thomases. They need proof. We'll need a grave, an empty grave that we can use. There's one along the way to Sassau, but it's got one minor shortcoming.
What's that?
Body.
Well, it's not entirely empty.
Not entirely? What does that mean?
You have to dig it up first.
Why this particular grave?
The locals don't like to talk about it, so it's surely got some sinister past behind it. And in places like that, revenants sprout up like mushrooms after rain.
Well, if that's how it is, we could open old wounds. That could easily set people against us. Again.
Then it would be best if no one could connect us to it, wouldn't it?
That's outrageous.
I'll need a spade then.
Yes, dig it up and remove the remains, leaving no trace.
And what am I to do with the remains?
Keep them. Human remains are always handy to have around.
Great. And how do we spread the word of this revenant?
There's a gossip in every village. Here, too, a woman who'll spread news quicker than a dozen messengers on the fastest steeds.
And what am I to tell this gossip?
All you have to do is casually mention the empty grave, and before evening, I'll wager the whole village will know about it.
Where does this woman live?
The last house on the left, on the road to Sassau. She was the first person I met here, and by the time I reached the village green, I already had a mob looking suspiciously at me. The rumour-mongering fishwife.
And that's all?
Not quite. You should ask her who was buried there. So we've got a story to work with.
So, dig up the grave, talk to the gossip.
And the remains. Don't forget to remove them. Otherwise, no one will believe in the revenant.
I might have known any task for Capon would turn into some insane escapade. Grave robbing. Jesus.
The only thing I can think to fix the glitch is taking everything off. Right? Then placing them back on. Because you see how it wants to do that slight. See, but you still see it poking through a little bit. But it could be because that's at 99. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Let's see if this fixes that. No, not really. Whatever. Where's this grave at?
God save you.
About that recipe.
Yes, you want to buy it?
Yes, I need it right away.
I understand. I'm sure you'll be more than satisfied with it.
But I won't be drinking it, fortunately.
Fucking ridiculous.
God be with you.
The fact that I have to even make it. What the fuck was that? Did you hear that? Are you okay?
What the hell was that?
Yeah, for real. I think this place is legitimately haunted, guys. What the fuck? I'm running the fuck away. Guess I'm taking this guy. You're getting used for science. I don't know who you are, Scully, but you're with me forever now. Meanwhile, there's a dude right there. The fuck? Now I don't think it's a glitch. I think this dog's possessed. I don't know the story. I don't know the story beyond that, but
God be with you, good wife. Has something happened here?
Heavens no. It's quiet here, unlike some other places.
And what about that empty grave?
What empty grave would that be now?
The one beyond the village, alongside the road to Sasau. Just by the river, on the Pine Headland.
How would you know it's empty? Unless it was dug up.
Oh, it's dug up, all right. Freshly. And empty. I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
Lord in heaven, what in the name of...
How come it's not in hallowed ground, anyway? Only unrepentant sinners are buried like that. Usually.
I don't like to say. It's an old wound that's best forgotten.
Whose grave is it?
Well, once a long time ago there was a young charcoal burner living here with his wife. There was always a lot of charcoal burners here, but this fellow worked alone. That's not an easy job for one man.
No one wanted to work with him, or what?
Oh, he was a hard-headed fellow who always wanted to take care of his family himself.
Well, I can understand that. It's always better to work for yourself than break your back for someone else.
His wife was expecting, though no one knew it yet. And he wasn't doing well at all. Soon enough, they had nothing to eat. And so he took to thieving.
Well, thieving is wrong.
Aye, but when there's a child on the way and your wife hasn't the strength to get out of bed for the hunger, well, you ought to think differently.
And did he get caught?
Well, at first it was just a few eggs going missing from people's hen coops. But then it was anything that wasn't nailed down. And in the end, they caught him.
And I suppose he was harshly punished for it.
Even then he didn't let on why he was doing it. They whipped the skin off his back and banished him from Leditchko.
So justice was done then?
It wasn't enough for some folk. When the butcher found out he'd never get any compensation, he wanted them to chop off the charcoal burner's hands. If the bailiff hadn't talked sense into him, he'd have done it himself with his cleaver.
Well, he got off lightly enough then.
And in the end, he got what was coming to him, and more.
The butcher caught up with him?
No. It was the mills of God turning slowly but surely. His wife bled to death in childbirth, and the child died with her.
That's very sad.
God have mercy on their souls.
Amen.
Nothing could have been done to save them.
There was no one there. He had no one who would care for his wife. They say on that day he parted ways with God forever, and he turned his back on the village too. I reckon he never forgave himself, nor us either.
The Lord moves in mysterious ways. But how did he end up?
Don't ask me that, lad. I beg you.
Sorry, good wife. Let's leave it be.
Thanks, lad.
Talk to the charlatan. That's got to be to do with the quest, because there's a skeleton bone and everything. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. It's like legit terrifying.
Wine squeezed from grapes, cultivated from a rose bush.
I know who was buried in that grave. A young charcoal burner.
So begins the tragic tale of the young charcoal burner who became entangled with the devil himself.
Oh, don't start. What devil? I'm trying to tell you. Ugh. He was from Ledechko. He was trying to eke out a living for himself and his wife, but he couldn't manage. When she fell pregnant, he took to stealing.
Pride drove him from the straight and narrow path, and soon he sold his soul to the devil to fill his stomach.
They caught him and punished him, but some of the people he'd robbed didn't think it was enough. Then when his wife died in childbirth, and the child too, he blamed everyone for it. Even God, apparently.
But when the time came to pay his debt to hell, the devil had no use for his soul, and took his wife and child instead. The charcoal burner cursed God, who struck him down in righteous vengeance. But the dead man's soul never left his body. He came back as a revenant to vent his rage at God and men and take vengeance on the living.
Jesus, did you listen to what I said at all?
Sorry, did you say something?
Oh, never mind. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, the question is, what would the revenant do to get revenge on the villagers? Well, apprentice?
He stole food, the butcher, his wife died, he cursed God.
What about his wife and child? No doubt he'd want to avenge their death.
Well, how did they die?
In childbirth.
And when his love turned to rage, the water turned to blood. Nothing too original, but it's tried and tested. If you do it at the baths, everyone will hear of it.
How am I supposed to do that? It might be a bit suspicious if I'm seen walking around with a pail of blood.
No problem. There's a certain potion that will do the trick easily.
He cursed God. That's very serious.
What is it that most brings God to mind?
They don't have a church there. But everyone will have a rosary. I can't think of anything else.
That's it! If folks start losing their rosaries, they'll have sleepless nights over it.
You want me to steal rosaries? But that's...
Or just exchange them.
For what?
For nothing.
Great. He was stealing food from people, right? So, supposing he started again.
We should steal from people? Disgraceful. Have you no shame?
Maybe just a few eggs from hen coops, like the gossip mentioned.
You literally just told me to steal their rosaries.
That wouldn't be too serious a sin. Will they put it down to the revenant, though?
They would, if I put some charcoal there instead.
And their nourishment he turned into ash.
The gossip mentioned the butcher. It seems he was infuriated that the charcoal burner's punishment was too lenient.
And the revenant spoiled their meat with his malign touch.
How's that?
Spoiled meat is a classic example of a revenant's power.
I thought it was the work of bad butchers.
That too, sometimes.
So, I should switch the good meat for bad at the butcher's. What about the butcher woman?
What about her?
Her conscience was troubled on account of her man, and she couldn't sleep. But I helped her, so she's found some peace.
So, no problem then.
What? I'm supposed to scare the wits out of her and start all over again.
All right, if you can find some other solution, you don't have to switch the meat. But I wouldn't worry about her. But make sure it's the same kind of meat. Not even a revenant will turn a cow into a chicken. So, switch eggs for charcoal, switch the meat, color the water in the baths, and switch the rosaries. That ought to do it. I hope so. Of course, if you come up with anything else, don't let me hold you back. Talking to people might give you ideas. Traders, the bailiff.
Well, what if someone sees me in the act?
They mustn't. Otherwise, it'll end up like Sasau all over again. Don't draw attention to yourself, or they'll put two and two together.
Sure. I'll keep my head down. And how would I know if I've succeeded? I doubt it'll be announced on the market square.
I'll be the first to know. They'll come running to me for a remedy, like hens at feeding time. Off you go and raise hell.
But whatever he did, don't you think he deserves some peace?
Dear Henry, after all the poor wretch went through, I'd say he's beyond any peace.
Well, he certainly won't have any as long as I'm carrying his bones around with me.
Ah, but you know who those remains could help.
Help? Who? How?
Me, of course. And I'd pay you a nice price for a revenant's bones.
But there is no revenant.
Not yet. What do you say?
That'd be the right thing to do, but he did jip me out of $4,000.
All right. I'll sell them to you.
Splendid.
What about this?
It'll take more than that to persuade me.
Oh my god. Yeah, you know what?
Revenant bones. They'll be very useful indeed. Goodbye.
I can't believe I sold this guy.
Mandrake roots taken straight from the gallows at midnight.
I don't mind doing most of this. Turning the rivers to blood, that'd actually be kind of cool. But the fucking rosaries and... I don't want to replace the rosaries. I don't. That just sounds dumb. Speaking of, is there a alchemist around here? Alchemist table at the very least? I don't think there is. So I'm going to have to make this damn thing myself. The recipe. There is an alchemy bench up here though. I'm not pickpocketing everyone in the fucking village of their rosaries. No, I refuse. I don't like pickpocketing. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I need your alchemist bench. Cave mushroom, sage, comfrey, marigold. gotta read that one more time because I'm an idiot. Marigold, comfrey, sage, cave mushroom. Okay. Hopefully she's selling some of this shit.
God preserve you, good night. Can I do something for you? God be with you.
I'm just gonna buy like 5 just in case I fuck up. Sage. I like preservers. Marigold. Comfrey. Please have a mushroom. You're not gonna have a mushroom. Well, she had everything else at least. What kind of mushroom did it need? Can I, like, look it up in the other menu? Not this menu. Codex. Alchemy. It's kind of dumb. You can only look it up here. Cave mushroom. Well, that's going to be fun. That's probably only in caves. I really don't think I have one either. No. I guarantee that's her chest. But it's not going to have a cave mushroom in it. Fuck. I don't even know where I'd start to even try to find one. Is there a cave near here? Well, worst comes to worst. Hopefully I can just find one by looking on the ground. It's gonna be really hard though. Fucking herbalist. Think you'd sell one. It's the whole point of your existence. Oh! Oh, you have to go look for one. Swear to God, if I go in this cave and there's nothing in there, I would be so pissed. mushroom. Perfect. Might as well grab more. If I can find more. The cave mushroom. I'm gonna save. Start shit. Prepare. Alright, everything should be here. So, drop the sage and... Okay, so... Brine the sage. Drop the sage in the cauldron and brew for 3 turns. Add the marigold and comfrey and brew for 1 more turn. Add the cave mushroom, do not cook. Okay. So, first thing we want to do, add the water. We want to grind up the sage, which, to be honest, we haven't done yet. Guessing we want to use a mortar and pestle to do that. So... And then drop the sage in the cauldron and brew for 3 turns. So, Sandglass, bellows. 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 And then add marigold and comfrey and leave for 1 more turn. So marigold. No, fuck, not sage. No, 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 no. Back, 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 back. Can't let it cool. I can't let it cool. That's the problem, though. Fuck. And then add the cave mushroom, but do not cook. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, it did it. Thank God.
Nice.
Yeah. We did it. if it's in quest items or it's an actual Musk of Infinite Allure, the potion that Cern Hans wants to take to make him even more irresistible than he already is. It's nothing for me, though. I don't really need a horde of admirers following me. Stealth missions. Nice. You're not, Sir Hans. He's at the tavern.
Hey! Henry's come to see us!
What's up, homie?
God bless you. What troubles you?
I got you that potion from the charlatan.
What charlatan? He's a man of learning who even cured the Pope of impotence. But thanks, Henry. I really appreciate your help. Once I drink this potion, every woman will faint at my feet. But I'm only interested in one. The fairest creature on God's green earth.
Yeah, the butcher's daughter, I know. And then what?
A rendezvous. She and I, under the cloak of night. And you shall be my herald of exalted words. You will hide and prompt me from a book of poetry.
I'll do what?
Here's a book of poems. I'll need a little time to get ready. Meanwhile, you can learn some poems off by heart. You'll prompt me.
Learn poetry? Me? That sounds... well, not exactly...
Stop wasting time and get to it. Come back to me in a couple of hours. I have to get dressed up and groomed, and it'll take a while before the potion takes effect.
See you later.
Well, it's a good thing we're, sitting down. Gentle night, why linger on? I yearn thus for my love so long, without her words to still my breast. Who shall set my soul to rest? And now my heart in sorrow dwells, from melancholic pinning swells, since I, alas, was forced to part from the mistress of my heart. Ah, Lord, let me, let me not wait in vain. I yearn to see my love again. O gentle sir, be good of cheer. I shall not cling to another dear. Which one are we supposed to learn? Oh, there's only 3. Okay, that's not bad. To love and to be forlorn is like night without a dawn. To be close with naught to say, like winter frost in May. To have lips and yet kiss not is like leaving grain to rot. To love without consummating is like unsown fields in the spring. I shall love you then, my dear, as long as you lie with me here. If you'll not give your all to me, no longer shall I bide with thee. Interesting. Woman is the root of sin. Jesus. And yet virtuous deeds again. In Eden it was woman's deed to pluck the apple from the tree. If you've no wealth to offer, you say she will scorn you and turn away. But once you... I don't think that's the one he's... The second one. The second one or the first one is definitely better. Third one... Nah, no. Yeah, this one's a lot better. We'll read this one though. Yeah. If you've no wealth to offer, you say, she will scorn you and turn you away. Because this is more like a women's criticism, not, you know, ode to women. But once you promise her treasure, she says she will love you forever. To murderous wrath she gives birth, leaving no peace on this earth. Wounds inflicted by swords cut less deep than woman's barbed words. Whoever wrote this, Well, I get you, man, but you know, it's not the one though. It's not the one. It's not the one. It's got to be the second one because he's loving her from afar. If you're loving someone from afar, this is the poem. To have lips and yet kiss not is like leaving grain to rot. Yeah, that's definitely the one.
Je tam studenka kamenná a v ní voděnka studená, voděnka.
Are you ready, Sir Hans?
Henry, something's gone wrong.
Open up. I'm not going to talk to the door.
That potion tasted rather odd, and now I have a feeling my face is broken out. How do I look?
Oh God. You're imagining it. You don't quite look your best.
No offence, sir, but you gave me quite a fright. It looks as though you've slept with your head inside a wasp's nest.
God's holy breeches, I knew it! And it's nearly time for my rendezvous with Carolina. What am I going to do?
You just sit tight, and I'll go and find you some antidote.
All right. But hurry, Henry. I can't wait any longer.
The best cure for this kind of thing is marigold decoction. I can get you that right away.
I'm pretty sure I have it, in fact.
I've got a remedy for you.
About time. Give it here. As soon as I'm healed, we'll go. Take care.
Thank God I had one.
It's gone. I'm as gorgeous as before. Let's go.
That was $4,000. That motherfucker. That's exactly why I'm not doing his quest right now.
Tell me, Henry, how many girls have you had in your life? If you've had any at all, that is.
Well, there's been a few, but I'm sure I can't compare with you.
Ha! Very true. One day plays will be written about my amorous adventures.
Comedies or tragedies?
That might depend on how things go tonight.
Good day, Henry.
Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
Everybody fucking knows me.
There's another very pretty girl living in this house here, but she's already got a suitor.
Since when has that ever bothered you?
Since the time her fellow threw me headfirst into a dung heap and kicked my arse for good measure.
It seems your future subjects don't hesitate to take a stick to you when it comes to minding the womenfolk.
I doubt he would have done it if he recognized me. I was, incognito.
I feel like the game would want me to pull out a torch.
We're almost there. You'll hide behind a gravestone or in the bushes and don't budge from there. Otherwise you might scare her off.
Maybe I know.
Hide, Henry. Time to get started. How do you know it's her who will come out and not someone else? She got the letter and necklace, didn't she? She knows that that is, her secret admirer is coming. And what am I supposed to do? What do you think, dolt? Prompt me from that book of poetry.
Conceal yourself. Okay, well, there's a bush over here.
Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life.
Over here? There's not really a...
Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life.
I don't really see a good grave here. A specific spot? It says...
Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life.
Oh, like right here? Oh.
Who's there? I can't see you.
Your most ardent admirer, fair maid.
Uh-huh. And do you have a name?
That's the butcher's
What's
wife.
in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would still be a flower, wouldn't it?
Start. How?
I don't know how he wants me to do this.
What are you saying? I can't hear you.
To love... Oh, yeah.
To love and be forlorn is like night without a dawn. To be close with naught to say, like winter frost in May.
To love and be forlorn is like night without a dawn. To be close is not the same, like intercourse in May.
No!
Intercourse. Have lips.
To have lips and yet kiss not is like leaving grain to rot. To love without consummating is like unsown fields in the spring.
To have lips and yet kiss not is like a leaking chamber
Oh my
pot.
God.
To love without constant mating is like nuns all feel in the spring.
Psst. What on earth are you saying?
What's that hissing?
It's a feral goose here in the bushes.
I shall love you then, my dear, as long as you lie with me here. If you'll not give your all to me, no longer shall I bide with thee.
I shall let you drink my beer, as long as you, buy one for me. If you'll not give your ale to me, no longer shall I buy for thee.
Jesus, Henry, what kind of yokel nonsense are you babbling?
You're the one babbling.
You're the one who's babbling.
You're an odd one. I've never heard such peculiar poetry in my life. Where on earth did you come up with it?
Blame the French.
It's the latest fashion in France.
You've done enough harm. Better shut up and leave it to me.
How did you like it, dearest?
Well, it was, Father is coming! Hide!
Who is that talking? If it's some dandy again, I'll gut him.
That's
with my
not hiding.
knife.
I didn't hear anyone.
Did you hear what he said?
But
I have a bad feeling about this, Hans. I think we should...
Are you still there?
Still here, my love. How could I have apart from you?
Father's coming! He'll kill you!
He will not. Because it'll never cross his mind where I'll be. Henry, it's time for me to claim my prize. Whatever happens, cover my back.
There you are, you seducer! Now you'll see how a butcher protects his daughter's honor.
Buy me time.
You got some explaining to do, you bastard!
Oh, God.
What are you after, you bastard, sneaking around an honest citizen's house in the dark?
I went to mourn over the grave of my great-grandmother.
Oh, yeah. Then what are you doing right beneath my window, eh?
Now, the question is, why are you trampling on great-granny's grave, eh?
Enough of your horse shit. One more word, and I'll have you.
Ah! What are you doing here?
Oh, my darling.
Get out! Get out or I'll call Papa!
My sweet. How can you be so cruel?
Hey, what was that?
What was what?
That noise. I'm sure I heard a strange noise.
We're here in the cemetery. Maybe restless spirits, what do you reckon?
I'd swear it came from the window of my own house.
What's that got to do with me?
Someone's been creeping around after my daughter. I come out and I find you here. Quite a coincidence, eh? So, out with the truth.
You're quite mistaken. I've never laid eyes on your daughter, and if she looks anything like you, I'd rather keep it that way.
Oh, shit.
Why, you fucking...
What do you think you're doing? Climbing in here, uninvited?
Ma chérie, I came to court you.
Then go and court me from the courtyard.
Don't try to make a fool of me. I heard it clearly. What was that?
Just a little breeze.
Are you all right? It seems to me you're hearing things other folk can't hear. That's not good.
You're saying I'm hearing voices in my head?
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. St. Euphrosyne of Polotsk heard voices too, and she founded a monastery and churches and things.
I heard voices too. Well, could have been voices. I wouldn't swear to it though.
Look, fellas, I was standing right here and I didn't hear a thing. Do you take me for a madman?
Whatever you are, I want to know what you're doing under my daughter's window and who was talking to her. I heard it clear as day.
Good neighbour, it can't be denied that old age dulls a man's ears. I'm here alone, praying for the souls of the good people resting in the cemetery. I've nothing to do with your daughter.
That voice sounded different to yours, though. But where did he get to? You must have seen him. Unless you're covering for him.
What? You don't love me?
No, and I told you, get out!
Well, how about a kiss at least?
Out, out, out!
Ja sem skutni hori kodelnikov syn.
What the fuck are you playing with? My patience is wearing thin.
Ja sem skutni hori kodelnikov syn.
Jesus, stop your damn screeching.
Na kopečku stala plakala, plakala. Jezu, Jezu, Maria, volala, volala. Jezu, Jezu, Maria.
I'm not a madman.
Jezu,
Start singing.
Budale tu chlapec nebo ne.
Sings pretty good, actually.
Budale tu chlapec nebo ne.
Christ almighty. Let's go, fellas. This one ain't right in the head. The guards will have him for screeching after curfew. Let's not get mixed up in it. But if I ever see you here again, I'll beat some sense into your idiot skull.
See.
Sneaking around in the dark? Light a torch before the catchpoles see you.
Thanks, buddy. What would have happened if I just knocked you out? Anyway.
Greetings. What business have you?
How did it go with Carolina, Sans?
It was a disaster, Henry. A disaster.
How come? Didn't your recitation do the trick?
What kind of nonsense were you feeding me? Carolina thought I was a thief breaking in to rob the place. I tried to explain, but she wouldn't listen. She told me to get out or she'd call her father.
Oh, you're lucky I managed to keep him busy. Only now he thinks I'm the village idiot.
Well, thanks for that, at least. Anyway, Carolina slammed the door in my face, so I suppose I'll have to look elsewhere for the love of my life.
Well, back to writing love letters.
To hell with love letters. Imagine. That silly goose couldn't even read.
Shame. She missed out on something very rare.
Indeed. Here's the letter, Henry. Read it. At least you're capable of appreciating my literary talent. Read and learn from a poet.
Good luck, then.
My sweetest, I am your most devoted secret admirer. Secret, for until I know you long for me as I do for you, I shall not make myself known to you, but once we know each other, then my beloved poppet, I shall caress. Oh my God. For there is no lovelier creature than you. I only have to think of you. What in the hell was that? Anyway. Even Sigmund would have gone. Yeah. Okay, where's Sir Radzik? Sir Radzik. Here you are.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
Sir, can I ask you about something?
Of course, Henry.
Well, I thought since we chased the bandits out of Pribyslavitz, the roads would be safer.
Ah, criticizing your liege lord, are you? And what, in your opinion, should he do about it?
Oh no, I don't mean anything by it. Just that it surprises me.
Easy, lad. I'm only pulling your leg. You're quite right. The roads really aren't safe. Mostly due to one thing. My garrison is a shamble these days. I lost most of my men in Skalitz, and what I'm left with after Pribyslavitz is hardly enough even to guard Pigstein, let alone guarding the roads and patrolling the rest of the province. I simply don't have the men.
Uh-huh. I understand.
That is, I didn't have the men. As it happens, you've come at just the right time. Recently, I asked an old acquaintance for help. Sir Kuno of Rickwald and his mercenary band. The men who ride with him are a rough lot, mostly former convicts, but they're as capable as any squad of soldiers.
Excuse me for being so bold, but there's plenty of mercenaries around. Surely you can find a more respectable band?
You have a point, lad, but I'd like to tell you I talked to Kuno because I trust him. But actually my reasons are of a more pragmatic nature. You see, Kuno owes me a favour, so he'll serve me free of charge.
So, you want me to join them?
Yes, but that's not all. I told Kuno I'd send him a guide, but really what I need is for someone to keep a close eye on him and his men. Someone reliable, and I'd say you fit the part. Go and report to him at his encampment. You'll ride with his band on patrols and make sure they don't get too disorderly.
Who is this Sir Kuno of Rickwald?
He's the last baron of the House of Rickwald, which became impoverished. So he took to the mercenary trade, like many poor noblemen do, unless they become robbers, which often isn't all that different. He's certainly an entertaining companion, but as a mercenary, well, let's just say he has his own particular approach to certain matters.
That sounds a little worrying.
Oh, it's nothing too bad. Just that now and again he needs reminding not to step over the line.
How is he indebted to you?
I did him quite a big service, actually. I saved him from the hangman.
Oh, that sounds like quite a story. How did it happen?
You should ask him. You'll be spending quite a while riding together, so it'll help pass the time. But one thing I can tell you, he seems to have taken inspiration from me. A lot of his men had their own encounters with the executioner too.
All right, I'll go and report to him.
Excellent. He set up camp between Ratai and Ledechko. It's a good base for covering the province. Good luck, Henry. And watch out for yourself.
I will, sir. Thanks.
God be with you.
Band of bastards. They're over here. Perfect. It's usually the way I go to Ledechko anyway. Well, kind of. That's Radzig's horse. Oh, I either left my horse outside or... Honestly, I don't know.
God be with you.
I'd like to make...
So what are you interested in?
I'd like, a private bath for 2.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied. Goodbye.
K tobě, k Pánu Bohu se pomodlit, aby pak v každé žití době...
I'd like to make use of the...
And what is it you'd like?
Ty láskou svou pomůžeš jim a dáš v rodině klid.
I'd like that. Thank you.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied. God be with you.
I'd like to...
And what is it?
A bit of everything.
I'm sure you'll... God be with you.
Yeah.
God be with you. I'm looking for Sakuno. Sakuno? Baron Rickvold. Isn't this his camp?
What a prick.
You won't get nothing out of him. You must be Radzig's man. I heard he was supposed to send someone.
Yes, Sir Radzig sent me as a guide. I'm Henry.
I'm Jakey. And this here fella, we call the Stone.
I can see why. What's up with him? Cat got his tongue?
No, more like the dog got it. The executioner's dog.
when the executioner ripped it out of him.
Oh.
Anyway, you better come along with me. I'll introduce you to the other fellas. And the chief. These here are the Bearman brothers, Petter and Jan. They're a barrel of laughs, except when they're too drunk to string two words together. Like now. Don't get on the wrong side of them, though. When their blood is up, well, it ain't a pretty sight.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
They look dead.
Never mind the fancy poses, Stefan. You're trying to kill the fucker, not teach him how to dance. And you, Dangler, stand your ground. Don't let him lead you round by the nose.
Sir? Well, sir, this is Henry. From Lord Cobler.
Ah, it's about time Radzig got round to this. We need someone who knows their way around these parts. Leave off with the bowing and curtsying. We don't hold with that tomfoolery here. Jakey! Where the hell are you sneaking off to? Go to the farm and get water. The lads are thirsty.
But I went last time.
And you'll go next time, you ungrateful pup. Get your ass moving. Snot-nosed brat. You pull them out of a pile of shit, and they thank you with back talk. Where were we? Oh, yeah. We need a guide who knows these parts. So I hope I can rely on you, Herman.
It's Henry.
Right. Well, as I said to Radzig, I don't want to carry any dead weight. We could find ourselves in some very tight situations where every sword counts.
I know how to handle a sword, all right.
I've heard a lot of fellas say that. They still ended up on the wrong end of one. We'll find out. Stefan, take a break. Dangler, let's find out what Harold here can do.
Sure. No problem, Chief.
Harold, yeah.
I'll squash you like the louse you are.
Not bad. Not bad.
Bugger!
Gotcha, bitch.
Go! Oh, fucking hell! Damn! Ow!
Damn, this guy's good. You see those perfect parries? This guy's really good. Holy fuck. Dude, I gotta do any move and this fucker like. Yeah, see, I do that move and he fucking gets it every time, see? Easiest fucking move to remember and he counters it. God damn.
Yo!
Finally, holy shit.
You didn't fare badly at all, I must say. You can ride with us.
All right, good. Thanks.
Don't thank me yet. You don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
Sir Kuno, can you tell me something about yourself?
Drop the sir. That title brought me nothing but grief. But what do you want to know?
What about your debt to Sir Radzig? How did that come about?
A twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade dispute it was, and I fought under the Schallenberg colours. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped off at an inn on the way, and it was there that I met Radzig Kobyla. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. A likeable rogue, with a sharp mind and a merry soul. We spent the whole night drinking together and talking, and in the morning we set off together, with sore heads, but in good temper, since he was travelling the Colleen same as I was. Only, once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. Seems the burghers had it in for me, since I'd been making their lives hell for a good 6 months. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me sideways. And then it hit me why Radzig was there. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to represent the king's interests.
I see. So he was on the other side.
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later word reached me that the Schallenbergs had reached an agreement with the burghers. Only part of the deal was they would give them my head. And I'd surely have ended my days swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a dirty trick, so he somehow squared things with the city council.
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it. He's asked me twice before for help. This is the third time, and how could I refuse him?
I'd like to ask about your men.
Ask away.
What about that dumb one? How did he end up with you?
The stone? Oh, he just kind of tagged along.
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. We were riding from Olomouc to a castle past Kladsko, when we ran into him and some other wayfarers camping along the way. You know how it goes. We made acquaintance with them, had a drink or two. Then we travelled on together. After all, There's safety in numbers.
I'm not sure I'd be thinking that if I ran into you lot on the road.
We might have done some things I ain't proud of, but wayfarers are sacred even for me. Anyway, our fellow travellers dropped off along the way. One in Mohelnitz, one in Schoenberg, and the rest in Kladsko. Except for the stone. He stuck with us the whole way. The fellas kept asking him what he was after, but of course he never said a word. When we were approaching Barsdorf, I ordered the men to get rid of him. I had some business at the castle, and I didn't want any strangers sticking their noses in. Stefan tried to tell him nicely, but he just sat there, staring like he was turned to stone. That's when we gave him the name. Then the Behrman brothers tried to get him off his horse. He booted Jan in the face and knocked him out cold. Then he jumped down and felled Petter with one punch. A man who can do that is a man you want on your side. So we kept him.
Weren't you worried about having a stranger in your band? Especially one who didn't talk.
No, I figured if he can't talk, he can't tell. Besides, I've had worse.
Those Behrman brothers are quite a pair.
Indeed they are. There's no more mercy in them than in, well, a bear. If I told them to skewer you on the spot, they'd do it, without batting an eyelid.
Jesus.
Oh, aye. They'd argue first about which one of them got to do the job. But they're as obedient as a huntsman's dogs. Real soldiers, the pair of them. Reliable, as long as they don't get too drunk. Then there's no keeping them under control. But nobody's perfect.
What about the fellow they call Dangler?
I've never ridden with a better man, I can tell you. He doesn't say a lot, but for that, he listens all the better. Nothing escapes him.
So he scouts for you?
Not just that. It's happened more than once. I was closing a deal with someone, and Dangler told me after that he didn't like the smell of the fellow nearly every time he was right, and the fellow tried to stab me in the back afterwards.
He's one to look out for.
What can you tell me about Stefan?
Fletching? For one thing, he's a very resourceful fellow.
How did he come to join your band?
Well, let's just say he was in the right place at the right time. You'll find he has quite a knack for that.
What exactly happened?
Sorry, I'd love to tell you the whole story, but I'd be betraying his trust.
Oh, now you've got me curious. Maybe I should ask him myself.
Sure, why not? Our Fletch does love to converse.
What about Jakey?
Jakey? That boy will be the death of me. You've got to be tough on him, or he's good for nothing. But I'm fond of him, in a way.
Like a son?
I wouldn't go that far. But I've no family of my own. And unlike those other cutthroats, he seems to me like a good lad.
Well, you're pretty hard on him, though. And the others keep him on his toes, too.
The boy needs a firm hand. I was like him once, and I got the same too. If we let him be, we'd end up with a third bear man. And who'd want that?
True. 2 is more than enough. Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family lost its wealth. How did that happen?
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier. Especially when your father's a fool, and your mother's mad as a bat.
Oh.
But it's a long and twisted story. We took our name from Rickvald Castle, but that actually belonged to the convent of the Poor Clares in Tynitz, and my father only leased it. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Knew her very well. There was even talk that she only joined the order because her family wouldn't let her marry him. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, or he just took a lot of interest in scripture, he spent an awful lot of time in Tynitz.
Maybe a bit of both.
He might have been after a bit of both.
Sinning and confessing all in one place. Well, I can see the convenience of it. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window, and I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in flames. Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings, and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ, that sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. But then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near a Kovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands, woods, villages, Adela was to get it all as a dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I'd just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them, and that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you can turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
Damn.
Should we ride out?
Aye, we ought to set out on patrol about now. Hope you've got your kit ready and whatnot. I'd like to head to the north. Is there anything interesting that way?
North of here, Samapesh and Merhoyed are that way, and Talmberg is a bit further on. There's stables in Merhoyed.
I wouldn't mind paying a visit to those stables. We can go through there.
And from there?
From there, we'll follow our noses. Something interesting is sure to turn up. I feel it in my bones. Mount up and let's go.
Sure. Chief.
Oh, cool. I'm guessing any people we find we kill. I'm gonna put my armor on just because.
What a fine day, eh, brother?
Indeed, brother.
You know what I like best about days like this, Jan?
The scent of chamomile wafting from the hillsides.
Among other things.
Ah, like the rounded hills, rising, perky, all soft and pink in the sunlight.
And the fertile valley below, spreading wide and inviting.
Dew glistening in a mossy hollow.
The sweet aroma of honey in the air.
The sturdy poplar, standing tall and erect.
Aye, it reminds me of that day. That day when the two of us fucked Fletcher's ma.
Very droll. You'd make a stuffed bird laugh.
Your ma's a stuffed bird. I stuffed her myself.
Oh my god.
I can't smell any chamomile.
Well, men, how are things?
May I?
Yes, Fletch?
How shall I put it? I'm a little concerned about the prospects in these parts, Chief.
Oh? How's that?
I've been looking around, and if you'll pardon me, it seems to me that we've been stuck for a long time in the arsehole of beyond.
It's not Paris, France, I'll grant you.
What I mean to say is, I haven't got any new kit or arrows since the day Jakey joined us. It makes me uneasy, Chief.
I see. What about the rest of you?
I don't know what Fletcher's moaning about. There's plenty of booze and loose wenches nearby.
Not to mention fools in the taverns who don't know when to stop rolling those dice.
Dangler? It's the arsehole of Beyond everywhere we go. And it always makes me uneasy. Jakey?
Fletch can complain. I was supposed to get a suit of armor, and all I got was a shitty kettle hat.
Sorry, but they don't do hauberks in girls' sizes.
Oh? Well, how did you get yours then?
All right, I appreciate your honesty, lads. Don't worry, there will be plunder. We're here to fight, and to the victor the spoils. That's how it's always been, but no purse of silver will shed blood for you on the battlefield. That's what this company is for. And I hope you never forget the golden rule. You can joke all you want, moan all you want, but nothing will keep your skins in one piece better than trusting your leader, who you choose by your own free will. So don't ever forget that.
Amen.
Chief, I think there's something going on over there. Let's go! Behind me, and keep your eyes peeled. What do you think we can expect this time, fellas?
Groschen, hidden in a piss pot under the bed. A nice chunk of beef no one there will be eating.
On account of it'd just fall out through the holes in their bellies, eh, brother?
My mouth is already watering, brother, and I ain't even touched a purse yet.
Once you get your hands on some loot, I'll be happy to play you for your hard-earned groschen back at the camp.
Poor old Fletch. Never gets to see the action from close up.
What about you, Dangler? What do you expect to find? Futility and human suffering, like always.
Always full of good cheer, eh, Dangler? Why don't you take a leaf out of Stone's book and shut the fuck up?
Jesus, I wish you'd all shut the fuck up.
The dialogue
eyes
is
peeled,
awesome
though.
in this DLC, I'm not gonna
Someone
lie.
hiding out here still. Look for clues and question the survivors, if there are any.
It's a dead guy.
Half of these corpses have hairy backs, including the women.
Still smouldering. Whoever torched it can't have got very far.
This'll come in handy. And this.
Is he really looting the corpse?
Not much of a harvest so far.
Jesus Christ, what a massacre. They weren't even armed.
Oh, at least the one dude's crying.
God almighty. Looks like it happened fast.
Move.
No signs of resistance. They simply slaughtered them like animals. Kuno will want to know about this. Poor wretch.
Damn, they killed the dog. Where's Kuno anyway? Over by the horses. Thought that was blood. Yeah, they fucked up everything, looks like. Ransacked it. There is.
I found this shield in a shed along with a letter. Seems like someone left us a message.
Show me that. I know that crest. It's the House of Zool. A dangerous lot, God's truth. I don't think we'll find anything else here. We'll stay here a while, just in case. And you should go and report to Radzig what happened.
What do you know about these Zools?
A family of impoverished nobles. They fought in the Margraviate Wars in Moravia. But what they're after in Bohemia, I've no idea.
I thought I could go and search for those raiders. They might not have gotten very far yet.
All right. It's always good to have an extra pair of eyes. We'll keep searching here for a while, and then head back to the camp.
Report to Sir Radzig. That's something else. Or is their main camp still over here? Oh yeah, has a bed and everything. Which way would they have gone is the question.
The 20th piece of linen this month.
You found anything interesting?
Fuck all. They cleaned him out good and proper. But one fellow was still alive.
And did he tell you anything?
He mumbled something about some Lord something. Zool, I think.
He could be the one who left this letter here. You found any?
Fuck all.
And what did you do with him?
Don't you worry. I seen plenty of wounded fellas, and he wouldn't have made it. So, I put him out of his misery.
I see. And did he tell you anything?
He mumbled.
Okay. Well.
This one smells pretty good for a stiff.
Did the raiders leave any tracks?
Well, they came from the northwest. A horse or two and a few men on foot.
Anything else?
No, nothing.
So they came from north. So somewhere over here. So it is possible they rode this way. Don't really have a lot of information though. That's the problem. It might have been recent, but we have no idea where they went. Wonder if they have any clue. He seems like a tracker.
Did you find any tracks?
Some, a horse or two. They rode off through the meadow towards dawn. They were avoiding the road, which is interesting.
Towards dawn?
Meaning towards the east. Apart from the mounted ones, there were some men on foot too. Well weighed down.
Oh, they can't move too fast then.
No, and what's more, they left a trail of blood. One or more of them might be wounded. Either that, or they dragged off some poor bastard from here.
Nice work. Thanks.
They left a trail of blood. Where's the trail of... Oh. So they were heading east. Be hiding in here. Nothing.
Poor creature. Hunted down like game. Gotta be something more obvious. That. Looks like they carried away a lot of stuff. They went this way. Seems they met some resistance at the farm. waste. But at least I know which way they went.
Blood. That's gotta be them.
There they are.
I'm telling you.
It's already full.
Nah, you just need to put the hard stuff at the bottom and the fragile stuff on top.
But I'll have to take it all out again.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling you the whole time.
But you said Zoe will want to see valuables, so I put them
What's
goblets
that?
on the top.
Zool will want to see groschen. And last time I looked, there was 40 less than before, so I hope they turn up.
There's quite a few of them, not gonna lie.
That's all very well. Only another 10 will surely go missing along the way, and then we'll bring on the 20.
Supposing 8 went missing my way and another 8 your way?
Then we'd have 24, and that's a fishy amount.
How do you mean fishy?
Well, I could have...
Well, that's 3 down. I think there was only 2 left.
Is someone there?
Well, I never.
You'll get what for.
Okay, there's a bit more than that. No. I don't want to deal with the guy with the shield. I want to...
3 hours later.
Huh. Duelist. Take it. Look at that. Oh, a lot of blacksmith kits. Says it's better than the sword I have currently. Oh, Jesus! Scared the shit out of me, buddy.
Greetings. What business have you?
Sir, I'm afraid I have some bad news. We came across a burnt-out farm near Merhoyed.
Christ! It seems Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
Now, this is something else, sir. We found a shield there with a crest. A tricolour star on a blue field.
I know that coat of arms, unfortunately. It's the House of Zul.
There was a letter there, too.
Show it to me. Although I think I already know what it will say.
Here you are, sir.
Unscrupulous beast. Cruelty and malevolence. I challenge you to face me in a duel, defend your honor. Antinomius Reg. Well, that's nice. Signed, Hagen Zul. As I expected, old grievances coming back to haunt me.
What happened between you and Sir Hagen?
That's a long story.
Well, I'd like to hear the whole story, sir, if you wouldn't mind.
Very well. It began in the first year of King Wenceslas's reign. He sent me to resolve a dispute between the Zuls and a neighbouring house. It concerned land boundaries. The Zuls had refused to accept the ruling of the land court. His Majesty's position was a little shaky after his coronation. So a decision was made in the royal court to take radical action against any dissent in the kingdom. Since the Zul family was defying the king, we were obliged to punish them. Harshly, as the circumstances demanded. The head of the family, Hagen's father, was hanged, their castle razed to the ground and their property confiscated.
So, they're out for vengeance. But you acted according to the law.
Would it were that simple, lad. I was young and didn't realize the repercussions it would bring. For one thing, the king didn't use it to strengthen his position. On the contrary, he took less and less interest in such affairs.
How come?
Because he realized things would eventually sort themselves out. He promoted me to royal hetman, leaving him to pursue other interests. Secondly, my actions essentially created another band of robbers. When you strip a nobleman of his property, you can't expect him to take to begging. And thirdly, I wasn't aware at the time that the other party to the dispute was distantly related to me. Naturally, that made it look like I was acting in self-interest. If I'd known what I know today, I'd have been a lot more circumspect.
Mr. Hagen wants to challenge you to a duel.
Apparently, he still hopes I will agree to this kind of outmoded solution to disputes.
But surely you can't refuse a challenge to a duel. What about your honor?
Henry, my boy, honor is a splendid thing, and it should be held in high regard. But in time, you'll learn that some matters are not so straightforward.
Like this one?
Yes, like this one. The only reason Hagen is challenging me now is that he has a marked advantage. I've served as the royal hetman for the last 15 years and become a courtier. Hagen, meanwhile, was fighting in the Margraviate Wars in Moravia and elsewhere as a mercenary. Which of us do you think would win a duel? That's not honor, but an abuse of honor. Commonplace opportunism. I don't blame him for trying, but I'm not such a fool as to play by his rules.
So basically you're saying he's better than you.
Well, what are we going to do about this?
You and Kuno's band will just have to deal with Hagen and prevent further mayhem. The longer he's marauding around these parts, the greater the chances that I'll finally have to succumb to his conditions.
So you'd fight him, if it came to that?
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But maybe there's something else behind this challenge. Maybe it's coin he's after. Who knows?
All right. We'll deal with him, sir.
I'm sure you will, Henry.
Goodbye.
Meet with Kuno in the encampment. Well, to be fair, and there you rest, my sword. You were reliable and you felled many foes.
I've got something for you. I hope you won't need them, but just in case.
Thank you. Wouldn't you like to take a stroll somewhere?
I'd love to.
God damn. Where the fuck are we going? Holy shit.
That was quite a long way. So, are you going to tell me why we came here?
Here's where my brother is.
Oh. I didn't realise. Sorry.
I wanted to come back here, but I was afraid to come alone.
Oh, very wise. It's still not safe in these parts.
Sometimes I think it was my fault. If only I'd done more for him, he might still be alive. If we'd left the mine during the night with Matthew and the others, maybe it would all have ended differently.
Maybe, but I doubt it. You said yourself that Samuel wouldn't have managed the journey. You did everything you could for him, and if you'd left during the night, you wouldn't have saved my life.
I know. It's just so hard sometimes. I know I did everything, but it wasn't enough. How could God let it happen?
I know that feeling. If I'd done things differently, maybe I could have saved my parents. But you can't let that take hold of you. You have to believe there's some sense in it all, in spite of everything.
I'm not sure I can. How can you hold on to your faith after all that, Henry? I'll never forget Samuel and Stibor and Papa, and I'll never be able to accept the injustice of it all. But I still have you.
I love you, Teresa.
I know.
I know.
Thanks for walking
Okay,
with me,
Han
Henry.
Solo.
And for everything else. I couldn't manage without you.
As we get attacked.
Home again. See you again sometime.
Yes. Come by again.
And with that, I'm going to end this episode. I don't know if it's short or long. Hopefully I edit it so it's kind of long. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been playing for a good while now, and I'm getting hungry. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. There's a good mutt. He's a good mutt. Yeah.
Hey, lad! Don't you want a little wager on the Rattay tourney?
No.